podcast. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to review the film Rubber, and I'm not even gonna chit chat. We'll get straight into it. Okay, yeah, Keen's already laughing, but
I'm
before he,
laughing because the name is Robert, and the way you said it sounded, I don't know, maybe my mind is just fucked up.
oh,
Anyway,
like a
whatever.
condom.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. That's an American thing, and that's what we call an eraser in British English. And I spent like 12 years of school calling erasers rubbers. So to me, it's not dirty. It just means someone wrote stuff in pencil, and you want to change that mistake.
Hmm.
Anyway, let's not pussyfoot around with this. We are about to review, and I shit you people not, the greatest film ever made, bar none. Bar none. Before Akeem starts shitting on it, let me just tell those who have not seen it what this film is about. This film is about a sentient tire. Yes, you heard me correctly. A tire. Like Goodyear, like Michelin, like fucking the one that goes on your car. And it's not only sentient, but it's got psychokinetic powers and it kills. It makes people's heads explode. If that's not the greatest film ever made, I don't know what the fuck is. I mean, do I even need to say anymore? Do I need to talk about the beautiful camera work? And it was beautiful, Akeem. You can't say shit. The camera work in the film was beautiful. Do we need to talk about the amazing acting? Do we need to talk about the beautiful plot? This film was the greatest film ever made, bar none, because it's about a tire that kills. Oh, and it doesn't kill by like rolling and driving through you. It kills by blowing your head up. What more can a person want in a film? Ah,
You,
you look skeptical, Akeem, but I'm guessing you're wrong.
I'm just wondering if you're trolling.
I am 100% bar none greatest film ever made. Period.
Hey, I don't have a lot of words for the movie. I appreciate what they did. I appreciate what they were going for. But I know it was a joke. I know it was, from the way the whole thing was set up, it was like, hey, based just like the narrator said in the beginning of the movie, for every movie there's what's that word again? There's no
No
reason or
reason.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I get that the premise of the movie is that there's no reason for anything that's happening. It's all
Right?
some dumb shit.
Yeah.
But even though it's a dumb movie, sorry, it's a smart movie under the guise of being a dumb movie, which is kind of the joke, like wink, wink. For me, the joke was already tired by the time we were about 20
Nah.
minutes in.
Pun. Tired.
Oh, yeah, whatever, man. I mean, and what's weird is I think the very first time I saw it, I think I saw a version that didn't have spectators.
The first time you saw it, you've seen more than one film about a sentient killing tire?
No, 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 no. I'd seen this movie before, but I think I'd seen a version that didn't have the spectators, so it was out of context for me. Like, of course, I'd seen the premise of the movie and or the synopsis, and I laughed like, it's sentient tire, right? Okay, I need to see this. And then I saw part of it, and I was like, okay, I can't watch any more of this. I get it. The tire is blowing people's heads off, but I thought that was the joke. So then when I saw this version that had spectators, I was like, wait a minute, was I tripping when I saw the other one? Because I couldn't even finish the other one. But this one, dude, seriously, after a certain amount of time, I was borderline cursing you for the
Why?
rest of the movie.
How? This is the greatest film ever made, Akeem. Okay, this is just proof that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to movie appreciation. I mean,
Probably.
okay, I get. I'll cut the shit.
I mean, I'm sure,
I both loved
I'm sure all two of our viewers would agree with you.
I both loved and hated this film. I hated it for being stupid as it was, and then loved it for the exact same reason. It was just here's the thing, man. In terms of filmmaking, I genuinely appreciate the shots they made. They had some beautiful camera work there. I read up on. I actually this is the first time I've actually looked up a film that we're reviewing, and I looked up to see how they made the tire roll. And the director was all like, "I can't." He's like, "A bajillion people have asked me this," and it's like you watch all these films with all these special effects, but a tire rolling seems to get you all confused. He's like, "There's a little car inside it, and as the car drives, it's like a hamster wheel. It's like a hamster and a hamster wheel." And I was like, "But
What?
that's brilliant, right?" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, it was the third prototype, and we only had 20 shots where it was like that, where the whole wheel was in frame and moving, so it seemed like the whole thing it was doing that, but most of the time it was someone was rolling it off camera."
You know, I can tell you about the movie though.
Okay,
The
well,
best.
okay,
Wait,
actually,
wait.
go ahead, go ahead.
The I just want to add this quickly. The best performance in the movie was the tire, done by the tire.
Hey, that's disrespectful. I like the acting.
No, no, I don't mean it as
Oh,
disrespect.
you
I'm
mean it
saying
like
like,
Wally,
well, I mean,
where it wasn't like
I don't know if that conveys everything, but basically you see a tire. It's non-living, but for some reason it's almost like you get a sense of what it's going through, like when it realized that it was sentient at first, and then it trying to get around, and then it'll stumble and fall. It felt like, yeah, somebody who was just, was someone that was suddenly conscious, like maybe someone who just got up from a coma or something, like what you would expect. So that was cool.
so the director he said that it was supposed to be just a tire, but then like as they were making the movie and as they were shooting, it was like, hey, this is kind of like a dumb dog. And then he was like, and then it just ended up not being a tire and being a dumb dog, and that's why there's a scene of it drinking and a scene of it doing this and that, and why it got attached to people and was following them. And then I was like, well, that's brilliant. Apparently, he wrote this film in 3 weeks.
It shows.
Come on, you're harsh. And he had a $500,000 budget. Someone French gave him funding to make this film, gave him $500,000, and that's why he hired a French actress to be
Uh,
the female lead. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if she was much of a lead. It was more of just she was what's that word?
there.
No, I'm trying to think of she was eye candy isn't the word, but she was kind of eye candy for, I guess, the tire slash us,
Yeah,
especially when the
the
tire was,
spectators
yeah, like,
creeping, perving on her showering,
yeah, I'm
and then you
like,
literally had the spectators judging her.
I mean, that part made me laugh though.
Yeah, it was
Like,
funny.
I was like, oh shit, so I'm a tire right now, and I'm just drooling over
It's the greatest film ever
this
made.
stupid. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the premise was funny. In a sense, the movie was kind of funny, or was supposed to be funny. Like the part of the spectators, I kind of like that because it it gave it more context, and it helped us to realize again that this is a joke.
Right,
Even,
right.
the opening scene where you have the chairs
Yeah.
out, and you
When
have,
the kid's like, we could have sat on those.
yeah, like, and then you have the car just go back, and just, I'm like, okay, what is going on here? So it was refreshing to have someone come out of a trunk and explain to us that there's no reason. So basically, I was like, okay, I'm about to spend about 1.5 hours of my life watching something that has simply no reason. But I mean, rather watch something that is kind of pointless. But after a while, it was just like, it's not doing it for me anymore.
Right, but then he killed
It
the
just became stale.
spectators, and I was like, whoa.
I think somewhere along that line, I mean, not it wasn't. I don't think it had anything to do with them killing the spectators. It was
You know why he
just
killed them?
somewhere. I guess I'll listen. I'll listen to
Okay.
your theory on that. But for me, it wasn't even that. It was just that somewhere about around that time, for me, it was just like, okay, yeah, It's done. It's not. There are no jokes. There's nothing for me to laugh at this point.
Well, it's not a theory. The director, he said it in the Q&A. He was like, well, as I was writing the script, I kind of got sick and tired of having to go back to the spectators and write their dialogue. So I just killed them. But I left one guy alive because the movie needed to continue. He's like, he pretty much said like he had made a film and there was a lot of money behind the marketing and it was released in 500 theaters. And then he went into a theater and the film was playing, but no one was watching. And he was like, but the film continued. And he was just like, I wanted a character who, even though he didn't like the film, he just continued watching it. And that was with the old man in the wheelchair. He didn't,
Yeah.
he was like, nothing happens. It's over. He's like, yeah, I just want to watch anyway. And like he just sat there watching. And so that was
Yeah.
his shit on it. But I don't know, man. When the cop was all like, that's it, we're done. The people are dead. You could all go back to normal. I thought it was like mocking actors or like an allegory on life and movies and Hollywood and everything. And I guess that's what they kind of were doing because as the wheel rolled in the end, the tricycle, they all found their way up in Hollywood. And I was like, oh, Keen about to die because he's going to shit on this film. And they don't take kindly to that.
Mhm.
But Keen lives in LA, guys. So, that's why.
Jesus, man, are you like going to
What?
gradually give all my information and
What
have me
information?
doxxed or
Yeah, I
what the?
literally put you in a group of 20 million people. How is that fucking Akeem? I didn't give out your address.
All right,
Shit, now I
cool.
kind of want to. Anyway, uh, I don't know, man. I both absolutely loved and absolutely hated this film, and I think the reason I hated it was because I loved it,
Huh.
dude.
Well, look,
But
I know it's not a movie for everyone, so
Akeen, it's a film about a tire that makes people's heads explode. How are you not loving it? You suck. You suck. Friendship over. Friendship over.
we'll be back next week.
Wait, you're literally, you don't want to discuss anything else? That's it?
Uh, I don't know what else there is to discuss about this.
You
It's
really okay? Great. Legitimately, you didn't appreciate the camera work,
dude,
the
like
different points of
sometimes
view, the different elevations, the different cuts. Nothing.
I was exhausted. I was exhausted after probably about the 20 minutes, and I just powered through the rest of it because of this podcast.
Wow. Dude, the only thing I didn't like about the film was when they all attacked the turkey, because that gave me like flashbacks to the fucking platform.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like that.
That was the
I mean,
only, yeah.
I mean, it was obvious that that shit was gonna make their tummies hurt because it didn't even look well done.
Fucking
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay over here is like, that turkey didn't even look cooked. I don't know. Your complete and utter hatred of it has sort of taken the wind out of my sails. So let's.
I mean, I wouldn't call it hatred. You know how it is. It's like you hear a joke or you hear like the setup for a joke and you're like, I kind of know what's coming, but I like the setup. I want to see where this goes. And then somewhere along the line, it's like, okay, I think you've already I think you've already made your point, but then you
You,
keep going.
you would
So
have
that's what
appreciated
it
if the
felt
film
like.
was like 15 minutes long or 20 minutes long instead.
Yeah, maybe 25 or 30 minutes. Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was relatively short. I thought because they had the scene where the cops like, all right, we're done. Where people die randomly, where that dude goes to give him poisoned food but ends up eating it himself because there's a fucking tire blowing up people. I just thought all that combined would keep people interested. In reality, I'm not gonna lie. I did take a break in the middle of the film because I was crashing the first time I started watching it, so maybe that's why I wasn't as tired watching it because
Mm.
I stopped halfway through and then started again. But again, it's brilliantly stupid. It's brilliantly idiotic. It's a well-made film too. I really genuinely appreciate the camera work and I don't know, the acting was actually kind of funny to me and it was good. And then I was like, this is a legit film, and it wasn't like super low budget. It didn't give me a vibe of like some dude with a tire fucking around in his backyard, and I was like, with like really shitty bad effects, and I was like, they made like a legit film about a tire that kills people, and then released it, and then put a disclaimer right at the beginning that nothing in this film is gonna make sense, and we bought it.
Here's the thing. So the movie, I one thing I just remembered was that it's basically like Scream in a sense, Scream or what's a Deadpool, like one of those meta kind of movies. Like they're making fun of the genre.
Right,
I
right.
mean, but those other movies excelled where this one I think fails because there was something that kept us engaged to the end. Scream was funny in certain ways to me. I mean, it didn't feel stale. Of course, the sequels are something else. But I mean, Deadpool kind of the same. I mean, some people might disagree. Like for me, I kind of found the narration sometimes a little annoying, but I expected that because that's Deadpool. That's the character. That was basically I mean a great adaptation of what you had in the comics. But this movie, for some reason, even though it was a meta movie, it just I don't know. At certain points, it seemed like it was a movie made by David Lynch. Like it just seemed kind of I don't know how to describe his movies, but his movies are just they're just it's like they're mind fucks, but in this case it wasn't really a mind fuck. It was kind of like it wanna be mind fuck, but I'm like, your point has been made. But whatever. Sorry.
Hey, it's all good. I see where you're coming from, and I think I've extended this review longer than you ever intended it to be, because
It
you
was supposed
literally
to be 1 minute. 1 minute.
oh, and you tried to do that because like fucking 20 minutes ago you were like, that's it. See you next week. So you tried to shut it down. I tried to give the review some legitimacy, but I guess it didn't succeed. Join us next week for whatever the heck we watch next week, where it's an eternal battle of us trying to pick a film that we both like. And for once, is there any film that we've reviewed that we've both enjoyed? Because you shat over the Batmans, you loved Midsummer and The Platform. I didn't enjoy them. I suggested About Time, you didn't enjoy it. I suggested Rubber, which neither of us had seen, and that you didn't enjoy it. I think Extraction, we both watched it and we both thought it was meh, like it was whatever.
But
What
we loved
else?
certain things about it though.
Yeah, but I mean, at the
Like
end, overall, as the film, we were both like, yeah, it's a good flick, but nothing great. And then I think that's sort of been the either it was we both agreed it was average, or we both one of us shat on a film.
here's the thing. I think that we've shat on movies that we actually like. Like for
Yeah,
instance, The Dark Knight is still one of my favorite movies, but I think I still shat on it.
you shat on it hard, and I tried to
I
defend it,
did?
and yeah.
I did? Oh, I
One
don't
of my
remember.
friends who actually watched the podcast and he subscribed, and I don't want to use his name because I don't know if he's okay with it, but he texted me after the trilogy. We finished discussing the trilogy, and he's like, "Does your friend even like these films?" I think I sent you a screenshot of the message,
Yeah,
and
I think
then
yeah.
yeah, I was like, "He does. He's just trying to analyze it overly, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, yeah,
I'm just
shut
trying to
on
be
a
like
heart."
Fox. I'm just trying to be like Fox News, man. Fair and balanced. I know. I shouldn't use that name, but I'm just
Okay, but if you're fair, fucking just say you love the film. Here's the thing. So it's like
no.
we've every film. I guess one of us has loved it, one of us has hated it. So we've pointed out the good parts and the bad parts, right?
Yeah.
And then the films that we thought were average, I think that's we were kind of okay on it. But it would be nice to find a film where we were both like, man, that was fucking dope. And I'm trying to see if there's any film that either you and I have discussed where we both enjoyed it a lot.
I mean, there's one movie that I absolutely love,
What's that?
but again, it's a Nolan movie, so I think both
The
of us are
Prestige.
exhausted. Yeah.
Dude, Prestige next week. You heard it here now. We're discussing The Prestige by Nolan. I haven't seen it. It'll be my first time. Akeen has seen it before, so he's probably gonna dissect the fucking life out of it.
But there you go. I'm going to talk about the good and the bad. Like that's just it with me and movies.
If the Batman trilogy is any indicator, next week's podcast is going to be longer, but tune in if you've seen it or if you want to hear that discussion. Sorry
Yeah.
if you've seen Rubber because we reviewed it. If you loved it, you're welcome. It's a movie about a tire that makes people's heads explode. It doesn't get better than that. Uh, and again, sorry for the audio quality. My mic fucked up on me and crashed this morning. And for 20 minutes of trying to fix it, I abandoned it. And we are back to the first few days of the podcast where my audio was shit.
Actually, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's
I
all
yeah.
relative. Anyway,
Okay.
thanks for tuning in. See you next week or whenever the heck we upload next. And I'll try to find a camera with a worse resolution because every time I look at myself, I realize I've aged and gotten fatter, and it's upsetting.
It's okay. It's going to be downhill from here, so.
You were just eyeballing the screen. Were you like trying to look at something like in more
Yeah,
detail as you said
oh
that?
shit.
He was like, I aged and got fatter, and you start going, huh? Yeah, you do look pudgy. Like,
You know what? I know we intended this thing as a movie podcast, but maybe in an alternate reality, it's actually documentation of the deterioration of our friendship because we can't agree on
okay.
we can't agree on whether on a single movie. Like I mean, prior to this, we bonded on just superheroes and the movies and stuff. Like, but
We just need to get back to our roots and discuss more like superhero shit.
yeah, but maybe it's COVID-19 or whatever, man. It's
Dude,
just
but
shit
there
is.
must be a film that we've both seen and fucking loved. What have we seen in the theater together?
I mean, I think we've also bonded on how
Shitting
much
on
we didn't
films.
like certain movies, like
Yeah.
Justice League.
Right. Or
I'm looking forward to seeing
and that one line in Wonder Woman, "Love will save us all."
oh God.
I think that may be the first film you and I saw together. I don't recall, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember you told me, "Hey, man, just so you know, I don't like talking during films." So I was like, "Yeah, the same." And we were quiet the entire film. And then she said, "Love will save us all," and in completely quiet theater, I couldn't help myself, and I just went. And then you laughed because you
I
thought it was dumb too.
why do I get this feeling that okay, no, Wonder Woman did come out before Justice League, so yeah, that was probably the first that we saw together. Yeah.
I saw Ragnarok with Art because I tried to get you to see Ragnarok, and I think Ragnarok came out at the same time as one of the DC films, and
Yeah.
we tried to watch them back to back, but then you and Art are just you can't handle two films in a row, weaklings.
No, Thor Ragnarok was dope.
Dope, yeah.
Let's see. I mean, we liked what's that war movie? The Long Take.
1917.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1917. But
But see,
it was
you
just hard
liked
for us
it.
to talk about that.
See, you said you liked it, but like, what film have we both loved?
Dude, I don't use love as easily. Like when I say that I like a movie, it's because I feel like there might be something that maybe I've
Agreed.
overlooked.
Fair.
Yeah,
I'm not asking you to
yeah.
dilute your love, the scale judgment or whatever. But what have we seen that we've both went? That was a fucking great film.
That was 1917. Remember, I was the one who said that let's go see it. I'd seen it at home initially, and then I was like, I mean, sorry, I saw it illegally,
Oh, okay.
but then I ended up watching it in the theaters. But I loved it that much where I was like, look, you're gonna love it. Let's see it.
Okay, I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it a lot. It was really fun.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh,
So
heartbreak.
tune in next week if you want to see if this friendship lasts another week.
All right, guys.
All right.
Be safe out there.
See ya.